So for me, what really drew me to the Magnet program was just this idea that I would be in a classroom with people who really wanted to challenge themselves in their learning and like being with students who had a passion for STEM and a passion for learning.
I'd say as a kid I've always been really interested in science. With any subject that I took in school, as long as it was science related, I'd say that I was pretty interested in it.
Something that drew me to the Magnet program was the fact that it was math, science, technology. So I was in a program beforehand called Excel and Evergreen, and it was very similar, so that's what really drew me to it.
I was very interested in the collaborative environment of Magnet, especially. That's what really drew me to it. When we went to the Magnet orientation, kind of like get to know the Magnet program day at school, I was very drawn to like the research projects that the upperclassmen were doing, and I really wanted to do that. And I was just, they had a lot of confidence, and that was something that I really wanted to build on in high school.
I'd have to say my favorite project was freshman year. Our class had recently watched a video on power posing, which is basically standing up and assuming a powerful position and how it kind of affects your learning and hormone levels and happiness. And I'd say that probably was my favorite because it was a project that was different from others. It was kind of more studying psychology and not kind of the life sciences or technology.
My favorite project study so far has been the one I'm doing right now. It's about stress in zebrafish and seeing how stress is related to hearing loss.
My favorite project has been the Alzheimer's research project that I did my sophomore year. And we studied how previous lifestyle factors such as sleep deprivation or exercise or stress could potentially be factors that could contribute to the onset of Alzheimer's disease. So that was a very fun project. It just kind of proved to me that you don't have to have like all of these big fancy scientific words to have a project that can be appreciated. We got a lot of good feedback on that project, so yeah.
I think my favorite project study, well, I like my projects from 9th grade and 10th grade for different reasons, I think. In 9th grade, my research was simpler, but I really liked that we got to choose our own research topic and, you know, learn how to work with with my teammates to create an experiment and how to present my work. And, you know, all of it was really new and exciting the first time. But I actually really like my research this year too because I was lucky enough to get an internship at Washington State University, and I'm studying the effect of sleep patterns on memory consolidation, and I just find it really fascinating so far.
I've made a lot of like good friends through Magnet, just with the people in the same cohort, class, whatever you want to call it, and then I've also learned a lot of good like studying and homework habits. Like I don't slack off as much anymore. That does still happen, but not as frequently, and I've learned how to get things done and be productive and work with people even if I don't like necessarily like get along with them super well, but I've learned to work with them and solve problems and things.
I feel like being a part of the Magnet program mostly has like built my confidence a little bit. I'm able to convey my excitement about the work that I'm doing, and I really like couldn't eloquently communicate to people before I was in Magnet. I don't know, I just like really lacked the confidence. I had a lot of ideas, but I had no way to share them. And then also I feel like I've developed a lot of strong relationships through Magnet that will carry me for my life, hopefully, but yeah.
I think being part of Magnet has really benefited me in forming a community as well as getting more experience in presenting as well as just having interactions with, in a different sense, such as research and more science technology based learning.
The first thing that comes to my mind would have to be the people. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's just like the peers that I'm surrounded by, being around them and talking to them and being in class with them every day just inspires me to work harder. And, you know, the teachers are so helpful. And I feel like they always create an environment where I feel like I can ask questions. And finally, I just think the opportunities in general, like presenting at state science fairs, or getting this internship that I was lucky enough to get this opportunity. Like, these are all things that I wouldn't have even imagined of doing, if it weren't for the Magnet program.
I would say you should definitely apply just to keep your options open. I know that a major concern of some people is I don't like science or I don't like math, and I really didn't. Coming into the program, I really wasn't that into science. I feel like it's definitely, I don't know, it's definitely a challenge for anyone who really craves like an academic challenge. You don't have to be super into science or math. Like, you'll develop that through the program. There's really research for everyone. Like, you don't have to be into a specific thing to be in Magnet. So I just feel like you should try it out, and you never know like what could happen if you'll get in, and then you can decide from there. So.
I'd say that if you are interested, you should apply just to see when, because like, why not? You can, it'll just give you more options down the road when forecasting actually comes along in springtime, and you have more opportunities to do what you want.
I'd have to say, if you definitely love science and you definitely feel like you need to be challenged, I would definitely join Magnet. And it goes far beyond that. You really gain a lot more skills, like presentation skills, speaking skills. So I'd say you definitely will be a well-rounded person when you're done.
I have to say I probably had a lot of the same worries that, people who are on the fence might have. I was worried about, how much the workload would be, whether the research would be difficult, and, whether I would fit in. But I have to say I think the work is manageable, and it actually has really helped train my time management skills. And ultimately, I feel like the opportunities that Magnet provides aren't really found anywhere else, so I think it's definitely worth the shot. And for anyone who's worried that, they might not fit into Magnet, I feel like there really is a place for everyone in Magnet, because, we have athletes, band kids, drama kids. Like, you can do any extracurricular and still be in Magnet at the same time.